All right, next tree on the list is trembling aspen, or Populus tremuloides. Right now we're just going to take a quick look at the leaf. So it is simple and singly borne. Simple and alternate. And if we look at it, this is maybe not such a great, this is a better example. So this is about the leaf shape, and it's commonly described as a bit of a teardrop look. So you can see it has this wide base and it tapers to a tip. It is lightly toothed and the teeth are very blunt, but if you can kind of zoom in on that, you can see there are those slightly jagged edges, but not really. Another way to figure out that this is at least a poplar is because the petiole, so this bit, is actually flat. So I don't know if you have a great cross section of that, but the petiole is quite flat. This is a pretty young tree, so it will not exhibit the type of bark that we're actually looking for, but as luck would have it, the tree that probably seeded that tree is right here. So this is also a trembling aspen, and the way you can tell is that so on younger bark of trembling aspen and also large tooth aspen, which we'll get to in a minute, on younger bark, so bark that's higher up, it kind of just turns into this papery white, this smooth papery surface. You might mistake it for white birch. It's not, do not be fooled. The way you can, I guess another way you can tell is that as the bark gets older on trembling aspen and large tooth aspen, it gets very rough and coarse. This isn't even as bad as it gets, but you can see it's starting to develop a little bit more ridges and valleys, and then it transitions to bark, like white, smooth bark up there. Last thing I want to talk about is differentiating large tooth and trembling aspen. So again, this is trembling aspen. If you were in the woods and it was just a mature tree here, you didn't have a leaf, you had no other idea. The way to differentiate large tooth and trembling is that trembling aspen, the smooth bark that's up there, is a papery white, whereas large tooth aspen is kind of an olivey color. So again, to recap, small teardrop leaves with a flat petiole, and the bark is, on older bark, it's rough, but then it starts to transition into this smooth white bark near the top where the bark is new.